Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
So what is the Most High telling you? That this white man, his woman, and his children, they devils. And they showing you that every day. They showing you they devils. Every day they showing you that they're perverted and evil and wicked. On Sally Jesse Raphael's show, on Donahue show, they showing you that every day, that the white man, women, and children are a bunch of devils, a bunch of perverts, a bunch of faggots, lesbian, homosexual demons.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting. What sort of people are they? How can you go? I never knew what they were doing. That's how I've been told recently that what they do is terrible, disgusting.
They're showing you that every day. When you go to the movies and you see all these demon movies, who you see? The white man. They're showing you, his producers and his movie contractors is showing you that they're the devils. Who plays the part of Satan in the movie? The white man. Who plays the demons in the movie? The white man. On TV, who's the demon? The white man. Why? Because he's the demon.
And for people who don't know what LGBT is, that's gay and lesbian community. So I'm wondering, you've done so much for women in Rwanda, and they have so much power. I'm wondering, is the LGBT community a part of the future of Rwanda?
LGBT.
Homosexuality.
Yes. It hasn't been our problem. And we don't intend to make it a problem.
And they worship Satan. They got many of these white devils out there worship Satan in these office buildings and all that. They know who their power is. They sacrifice to Satan. Their government, their Pentagon building ain't made that way for a mistake. It's five-sided because it represents Satan, represents the goat head. The 5-point star, they didn't pick that up by mistake. The 5-point star represents the goat head, which represents Satan.
Zane Vergy, CNN, The West. They do make it an issue. They have been making it an issue for many months now. Many in the international community are saying that by your signing of this bill, you're taking Uganda a step backwards, that you are not protecting the freedoms and the rights and the choices of the Ugandan people. So how do you respond to that? And specifically, President Obama has said he was deeply disappointed by Uganda's move and says that it would complicate US-Uganda relations. I've listened to everything that you've said in the statement. So how would you respond to that? And does it worry you? And have you spoken directly to President Obama about this?
Well, we have been disappointed for a long time by the conduct of the West, the way you conduct yourselves there. But we just keep quiet. We just see how you do things, how the families, how they are organized, in all these things. We see them, we keep quiet. We never comment because it's not our country. Maybe you like it. So, since there's now an attempt at social imperialism to impose social values of one group on our society, then our disappointment is now exacerbated because we are sorry to see that you live the way you live. But we keep quiet about it. Now you say we must also live like us. That's why we say no.
There's some of these little peon white people out here in the street don't know what's going on, but they're still the children of death. They got a demon laying dormant in all of them. All these white people ready to come out. Just like they got a faggot laying dormant in the nature of the white man and in the nature of the white woman that got a lesbian land dormant. That's why the Most High say they're all lesbians and they're all faggots. In the book of Deuteronomy 32:32, he said that the children of Esau are all faggots. He said that group is of the root of Sodom and Gomorrah. What was Sodom and Gomorrah? Cities of faggots and lesbians. And you looking at them. You can't be that damn dumb. You can't see they faggots and lesbians. You see that when you work them.
Country, we will have our morals, we will protect our children, and we are making this law, we are making this law for ourselves, we are making this law for our children, we are making this law for the children of our children. This country will stand firm. And once it passed, I can tell you, Madam Speaker, we are going to reinforce the law enforcement officers to make sure that homosexuals have no space in.
And that the state should not discriminate against people based on their sexual orientation. And I say that recognizing that there may be people who have different religious or cultural beliefs, but the issue is, how does the state operate relative to people?
It's very difficult for us to be able to impose on people that which they themselves do not accept. This is why I repeatedly say that for Kenyans today, the issue of gay rights is really a non-issue. We want to focus on other areas that are day-to-day living for our people. The health issues that we have discussed with President Obama, these are critical. Issues of ensuring inclusivity and of women, a huge section of society that is normally left out of the mainstream of economic development. What we can do in terms of infrastructure, what we can do in terms of education, in terms of our roads, in terms of giving our people power, encouraging entrepreneurship. These are the key focuses. Maybe once, like you have, overcome some of these challenges, we can begin to look at new ones. But as of now, the fact remains that this issue is not really an issue that is on the foremost mind of Kenyans.
We are saying no to homosexuality. Why should you say we're going to be civilized if we only allow it? Are you saying we are very primitive now because we are frowning upon homosexuality? Even animals don't do it. Why should we be forced to do it because we want to be seen to be smart, to be seen to be civilized and advanced and so on?
We equally reject attempts to prescribe new rights that are contrary to our values, norms, traditions and beliefs. We are not gays.
Madam President, what's your position on decriminalizing homosexual acts in Liberia?
I've already taken a position on that we're not going to sign any such law.
You won't sign any law to decriminalize?
I won't sign any law that has to do with that area, none whatsoever. We like ourselves just the way we are.
So in essence, homosexuality for two gay men under the books is illegal in Liberia?
We've got certain traditional values in our society that we'd like to preserve.
So you're saying you wouldn't decriminalize that current law?
I've just said to you, we're going to maintain our traditional values.
You yourself gained worldwide attention a few years ago when you said there was, quote, no room for homosexuality in Kenyan society. I want to know whether you still stand by that.
We have Kenyan law, we have Kenyan constitution, we have our tradition, we have our customs. We will continue to respect other people's customs as they respect our customs and our tradition.
Around the world. What I can tell you about steps the United States might take in response is that we are undertaking a review of our relationship with Uganda in light of this decision.
But Museveni remains unperturbed.
The outsiders cannot dictate to us. This is our country, this is our society, this is our future. It is not anybody's future. And the outsiders will have to live with us, or if they don't want, they take their aid and we shall. Uganda is very rich, we don't need aid. In fact, aid is part of the problem. This is the mistake of Western countries. They are the ones who are provoking because they are really, the English word is insufferable. You can't put up with their nonsense because nobody concentrates so much on homosexuals. Nobody is hunting them. But because they come and want to force us to say homosexuality, oh yeah, that's how you get now a backlash. They are the ones who are provoking all this.
We have grave concerns with the passage of the Anti-Homosexuality Act, AHA, by the Parliament of Uganda yesterday, and increasing violence targeting LGBTQI+ persons. If the AHA is signed into law and enacted, it would impinge upon universal human rights, jeopardize progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS, deter tourism and invest in Uganda, and damage Uganda's international reputation. The bill is one of the most extreme anti-LGBTQI+ laws in the world. Human rights are universal. No one should be attacked, imprisoned, or killed simply because of who they are or whom they...
Revelation 17. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-coloured beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colour, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.